That is how to build an impressive CV or resume and how to ace an interview. Okay, actually, honestly speaking, this is very basic stuff, but people don't know the basics. That's the sad part of it. This is a very basic stuff. It's not very like a rocket science or anything. Very basic stuff, but people tend to make a lot of mistake in this, and that actually gives a very negative vibe to a recruiter. Okay, what the hell he or she is doing? Okay, we need to be like stick to the basic and be perfect here. Okay, so I'll continue with the topic. So basically the objective of this whole session is that how to make your like best CV, what is the difference between CV and resume, how to, we will go dig deep into what all pointers we have to keep in mind while making the CV or resume. What are the basic interview questions that are being asked in the HR rounds, and how to answer those questions, what to do, what not to do. All this will be covered in the this session. So basically, as said by Thomas Jefferson, the most valuable of all talent is that never using two words when one will do. Basically, you don't have to be verbose, or you don't have to be say lot of words just to explain the simplest thing. It should be in a minimalistic manner. So basically, why we are using this statement is CV is see, you all are 20 years plus. Okay, now even in this, your whole life should be summarized in that one page. So I can write a book on you guys. We can write 1,000 pages on each and every person, but we need to summarize everything in just one single page, and that's how we have to be like stick to the basic and be perfect in it, so that this resume, this CV gives a basic and decent understanding to a recruiter that who you are. So, as we all heard, like two different terms. Sometimes we say CV, sometimes we say resume. We need to know the difference between the CV or resume. Okay, is it the same or is it like different? Okay, so there are basic difference between CV and resume is that CV is a detailed way of telling, curriculum vitae is different, a detailed way of telling what you have done in your life. Okay, it generally constitute of 2 to 3 pages. It has all the details of your corporate job, academic, professional qualification, any research that you have done, a summary of that research also, and everything which can be included in, which is a highlight of your career and can be included in your CV in those pages. Resume is basically a short and sweet summary of a concise summary of one page, where you target what you are applying for. For example, Madhusudan is applying for a sales role also and a business analyst role also. Okay, now he's applying for two roles. So he will make two CVs, one specific to a business analyst role, so that will call a resume. That will highlight the points which is more acceptable to a recruiter who's looking for a business analyst. And Madhusudan then next he will also make a resume for the this for a sales role, where all the highlights of what he can do as a salesperson, that will be highlighted in that resume. So it's basically a very short summary, and it's very targeted way of it. Resume is part of CV, but it's more targeted. Okay, so the objective of this is that you are focusing and emphasizing for a specific role, and you have structured your whole CV into that in converted to a resume, and you are targeting a specific role and a specific job profile.
Hello.
Yeah, Lokesh, you were saying something.
Your voice was not audible.
Madhusudan, Swapnil, can you hear me?
Yeah, your voice is very much audible. There's no issue.
No issue na, Swapnil?
I think he hasn't finished.
Lokesh, check from your end, everyone is able to hear me properly. If you want, you can rejoin. I'm waiting. You can join in a minute. No, sir, now audible. Okay. Okay. So continuing, basically resume is something which is very targeted. CV is something which is a summary of everything that you have done in your life, professionally and a little bit personally also, which is important for a job role. Okay. Now see how this CV looks like 3 pages versus resume is a very short summary of what you have done. Okay. Now you have understand what is the difference between CV and resume. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Anyone has any question? Swapnil?
Sir, can you go previous page? The CV and resume.
A little more previous. ये वाला?
No, sir, this one. No.
Okay.
The created one and the CV and resume. Yeah. Which one we should be build a resume or a CV? We should go with the CV or resume.
I'll tell you once we move forward here.
Okay. So earlier I was creating my resume the CV format. So now I am created resume. This one as a resume format.
Okay.
In single or 2 pages.
Madhusudan, just wait for a few slides. I'll tell you how to get this.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now we'll discuss about importance of CV and resume. Basically, a well-organized CV is effectively communicates your desirable skills and experience to potential employers. They can elevate you as a qualified applicant. Because of this, this makes essential to ensure that your resume correctly reflects your most recent experience and skills. Basically, the objective here is that you have to communicate every single thing that you think is very important for an employer to know, so that they hire you, so that they can hire you. This is the basic understanding of a CV or resume, that you want to impress them, you want to share all those details and experiences or anything which is mandatory for that job requirement, so that you are able to impress them and they think you are a qualified applicant. Okay. So guys, please understand, CV and resume is the face of your whole career and everything. Okay. Madhusudan is not there, Swapnil is not there, Lokesh is not there, Krina is not there to explain what I've done. This is the first thing which reaches to any employer. Lokesh, you are going for MBA interviews. So once you will be, your application will be in bunch of other applicants of your same college. Okay. So resume, your CV should be perfect, so that once the recruiter, your placement committee will give those resume to the recruiter. The recruiter will scroll down and see what all resumes are there. Your resume should be perfect enough so that it catches the eyes of the recruiter, and they call Lokesh for the next round. This is how you have to impress them, because Lokesh is not there, Swapnil is not there, Madhusudan is not there to tell. Only that single piece of paper decides that you will get that job or not. So you have to be very much sure that this is something which is super impressive, because you are again repeating this fact, you are not there to tell or to impress. Your CV is there, that one piece of paper is there, which decides that you will be taken forward with the, you will get a job in Google, or you will job in TCS, or you will job in Infosys, where you will get a job. That piece of paper will decide the first leg of any interview. Having an idea about CV and resume, we will just see how the CV and resume looks through from the point of view of interviewers. Okay, what interviewer look for in a resume. Okay, so basically they look for, so we'll now going forward we will just use CV slash resume. Okay, because it's one, see, resume is part of CV only. Okay, so it's one and the same thing. So the first thing that interview looks for is candidate's introduction. Then what all skills that they have specified in the resume, what all relevant education background they have, what all careers that they have, what career progression they have done in their past life, and other any other extracurricular activity, rewards, anything that they have done in which is part of their career and have shown some kind of a skill set which reflects some kind of a skill set basically. Okay, any query here, any question?
No.
Okay. See, so basically here the person has put what is his name and designation, the current designation, their basic contact details, about me. In few 2 to 3 lines, they have described what uh, concisely what they are all about, what all skill set they have, what all education they have done, and experience. So basically, coming to your question, Masuduzan, okay, if you're most people now what they do is they don't make CV, they make resume only. Okay, so what happens is even if you are going for any kind of job, if you even if you have a 15 years of experience, okay, you tend to highlight only those things which are like, for example, Mayank has 15 years of experience. Okay, now Mayank won't highlight these points that okay what I've done in my school life, right? I will be very concise and relevant to the fact that what I've done in my like which is relevant for the or relevant for the job role, because after 15 years the people will looking
Job
at the
role, yes.
experience only, not at what like
Yes.
I was a head of this planning committee, I was doing this in my college, I was doing this in my school. No one cares about that. Okay, so you guys have to keep on improving your and keep the resume slash CV intact in one page, because you have to understand this thing also. Once your resume and CV goes na, recruiter doesn't have time to look to 2 3 pages. They see the
Yes.
first page, what they understand, and on that basis they will decide. Even if you have written anything on the back, there is very less probability that they will look. Reason being, you are in India where lots of job applications are there for every single role. Okay, it's not like only you are fighting with only 3 people, 4 people, and there they have time to look through CVs. Once their job opening is there, like they get the CVs get pouring in, a lot of CVs get pouring in, and that's why you have to explain everything which is relevant now. I'm focusing on the word now. Reason being, it might be relevant earlier. Like for example, if you have only 1 year of experience, then what you have done in college, what you have done in school is relevant. But if you have 15 years of experience, then what you have done in school and college doesn't matter actually. Only
Yes.
one thing matter, that okay you have done graduation and or you have done masters. That you have to write. That's all. So what is relevant
Yes.
now should be there in your CV slash resume. Keep it one pager. I have made the mistake in my past. What I've realized is once you are sitting in, even if once you reach to the interview round, what you have written in your first page, na, that only is asked in the interviews. The interviewer don't go to the second page, and something might be good written in that second page, and they don't look into it. So remember, keep your CV resume in one page only. I have a one pager and I have 8 years of experience. I have one page CV only. So keep everything which is relevant. Okay. So basically, now we'll discuss every portion part by part. So about me. So about me should give a basic idea about who you are, what is your current roles and responsibility, and what kind of person you are a little bit. Okay, and the word limit should not cross 100 words. Okay, so for example, here the person has written I am positive person. It's more, you have to see, keep defining these words between what he is talking personally and what he is talking about professionally. I am a positive person who generally promotes innovation using both people and software. My main responsibility include organization organizing imaginative advertising campaigns, overseeing the entire creativity process, and patiently leading the entire team. I have practical experience in the managerial part of the job, and I'm technically sound. So you have seen it's a mixture of both personal and professional summary. So personally, in the first line he has written that I'm a person who is a positive person and promote innovation. And then in the upcoming line, what he have done is he has told about that what he have done in his past and what kind of work he has done in the whole in their previous experience basically. So about me should include both something personally that, for example, I'm a innovative person, I'm a hardworking person, I'm this person, I'm that person. It should contain something personal part also and some summary of a professional part. Any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Now here comes the skill. Okay. So what you have to write is what all skill set that you have that defines you. For example, if you are a people's person, write you are a people's person. If you have done a leadership role, write that you have a leadership quality. If you worked in creative department, also write that you have creativity, you have good communication skills, you have good this. So and always that this is something which I told Krina also on the call. Whatever skills you are writing, you should use those, like you should have a backup story or a fact justifying the skills. For example, if you say that you have leadership skills, okay, and you were a part of 100 members team, okay, and never took a leadership position, how you are justifying that you have a leadership skills? Got it? So if you are defining that you have a leadership skills, you have to back it up by some facts of your life. That how, if you are saying that you have a leadership, when have you performed a leadership quality? Okay, when have you performed a creativity quality? When have you shown your creativity? When have you done the problem solving? When have you done? How good are you in communication? So everything should be defined in that manner only, that you have a story. You just don't write anything. Okay, hard working भी हैं, ये भी हैं, वो भी हैं. Don't write any blabbering stuff. Everything that you are writing in your skills should be backed up by some story of your life. That if you are writing leadership skills, you have to tell that okay, I was part of a team, I handled a team of 10 people, and my team performed very well. Just don't write anything for the sake of it. Okay, any confusion? Anyone? This is very important.
No, sir.
Okay. Now coming to experience. Okay, so basically, first of all, the basic idea is it should be always in a hierarchy. Okay, it should not be that पहले क्या करा था फिर बीच में क्या करा और फिर बाद में क्या करा. It should be in a hierarchy, proper hierarchy, where you are defining according to the timeline. Okay, from 2015 to 2022 should be on top. Below that, 2011 to 2015 what you have done. Below that, from 2009 to 2011 what you have done. It should be in a chronological order. It should not be in random order. Second most important part here is there are two parts of it when you're defining your role in a company. Okay, one is achievements and one is responsibilities. Keep it separate. Okay, तो basically मेरा मतलब ये है कि like जो achievements हैं, achievements भी, you were a top performer, you were doing any you were a top performer, you have like awarded something, you were employer of the month or something like that. This comes under achievement. The second part is your responsibility, where you tell that I was handling this, my job role was this, in this company I was doing this. For example, in this CV in Nebula Entertainment, the person is written as a art director, establishing a workplace for of a creativity and managing their ideas and tasks, assuming accountability for the agency's department overall creative ethos and production standards, creating concepts for marketing and advertising campaigns. So basically, you understand this fact that okay, now Here what we have done is that this the person is given what all are his KRA basically, what all KRA he has. Okay, now also, if possible, if you have done anything phenomenal in your job, write it separately under achievements in the job role only. So achievements, data, risky responsibility, data. Okay, any queries, Lokesh?
So the month is mandatory, right? Which month?
Yeah, so basically month is something in India it's
2011 to
mandatory.
15.
Yeah, in India it's mandatory. Reason being, if you have like a shorter duration of job role, then month becomes mandatory, and it helps in defining also.
Oh, yes.
Lokesh, anything?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, Krina.
Sir.
Okay, so try to break it down this summary of yours of your work experience into two parts for achievements and key responsibilities. Okay, now in education again it should be in a hierarchy order, and like masters first, bachelors later. And if you have done any projects or anything which is like a highlight, your specialization is anything which you have done, which is your specialization or anything else, you have to write that. Okay, you have, like for example in bachelor generally people do some projects and everything, right? That you have done project in this. If you have done a minor or major in any subject, right? Right, you can also write what is a strong forte in that in that degree. For example, if I'm an electrical engineer, I can write machines is my forte or power system is my forte. That's my strong areas, so the person will know, okay, in bachelor's he has a strong point also. Okay, again additional information that if you know multiple language, do write that you know multiple language. That's where they can see that okay, he or she can be uh, used in different other tasks also, where these kind of things will be very helpful. Now that now what we have to include and what we have not to include in our CV or resume. Okay, we have a list of that also. Okay, what to include: your contact details, basic contact details. You don't have to write basically like घर का address क्या है. Now people are touching digitally only. Okay, you can just write your number, your email ID, your LinkedIn profile. That's all. It's good to go. Don't have to write your home address. Okay, your work history, your any awards, recognition, any research publication, anything that you have done. Okay, any other activities that you were part of. For example, you were national level player of XYZ sport. You can write that. This will give you that you are not just a person who focuses on their studies only. They are also have a different side of them. That if you write your extracurricular activities, this will show that you have a different side and you are not just a person who just do the work and study. So always try to have these kind of things where you can promote your personality also in the CV. And extracurricular activities are something which is very helpful in this. Any queries on what to include?
No, sir.
Okay. And now what not to include? Okay, too much data. Like for example, you are writing a story in the CV, grammatical error and spelling mistake. This is totally no no. If you are making a spelling mistake in your CV, you are already gone. If you get caught, even if your CV is everything is good, but if you have grammatical error and spelling mistake, they will just remove your CV. That the one thing where you are presenting yourself, you are making a grammatical error and spelling mistake, they will just throw your CV out. Simple. Okay, any inaccuracy, any formatting error, okay, any extra data, your age, No one requires your age, honestly. No one wants to know your date of birth. No one is going to wish you after looking at your CV. Okay. Any passive voice, anything like what is your interest and hobbies, no one wants to know. What you have achieved is extra. We have to understand the difference between extracurricular activity and interest and hobby. No one wants to know that you like watching TV series or you like playing badminton. You have to write, I was a badminton and this is what interest and hobbies looks like. When I talked about extracurricular activity, that is, I like to, sorry, I was a state level badminton player. Then it shows that this is something that you have done and that's something you have achieved. That you are a state level or national level badminton player. Not I just like to play with my cousins. Okay. Any never ever in your CV like write negative about your previous companies. Okay, it had a bad culture or obviously people leave because of certain things, but don't have to mention anything in your CV. It should be that only focuses on your strength, your highlights, and the way what you have done in your that professional life. Any doubt here, anyone? Swapnil?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, let me just run through a video of a perfect CV.
Your CV is the single most important document in your job application. This video will teach you how to write a compelling CV. One thing is certain, there is no such thing as the perfect CV. That's because the contents of the ideal CV are determined by the position and the person who is applying. Employers use the information in your CV to decide how suitable you are for the position. That means you should tailor the information in your CV to each position you apply for. Start by asking yourself this question: what do I want the employer to think of me after reading my CV? Once you know that, you'll know what to include, remove, or emphasize. This video was created for the Dutch job market. If you'll be applying for jobs in other countries, you should research the rules surrounding job applications there. Here's an example CV belonging to Lisa Hansen. We'll be going through this CV to discuss what information you should present in each section. The first section should contain your personal information, such as your date of birth and contact details. Whether you should include a picture of yourself depends on the position you're applying for and the company offering it. Just make sure you look professional in your photo. The second section is your personal profile. In just a few sentences, you describe who you are, what you have to offer, and what your ambitions are. The third section, education, is where you show your academic accomplishments from high school graduation onwards. Since your most recent school or academic program is the most relevant, start there and work your way back. In no more than 3 bullet points, you can list your most significant results, such as a high average grade, your most relevant courses, your thesis, or any minors you have completed. The work experience section should contain your internships and any previous relevant work. Clearly state your job title, responsibilities, and primary tasks. The more specific you can be about what you did, the better. Sort your bullet points by relevance, with the most relevant at the top. Your extracurricular activities matter a great deal in the Netherlands. Describe what you do outside of school. This tells the employer a lot about you. What do you enjoy? What skills have you developed outside of your studies? What are your interests? You can list as many activities as you like, so long as they show that you possess skills your employer will find relevant. Again, use bullet points to indicate what you've done and learnt. If you possess skills that are relevant for the position, but don't quite fit in any of the previous categories, add them in a separate skills section. You can include anything you're good at or know a lot about. Include things like a second language, training programs you've completed, software you know how to use, and any specialist or unusual skills. Keep in mind whether a given skill has any significance to the position you're applying for. The final section, interests and additional information, is an opportunity for you to provide some personal background to help the employer understand what kind of person you are. Consider carefully what you choose to share. The best visual design for your CV depends on what industry you're in. The decision whether to put your CV in the yes or the no pile is usually made in the first 30 seconds. That's why you should bear two things in mind. One, it should be easy for the employer to skim through your CV, and two, the most important information should stand out from the rest. Underline important information and put it in bold, but try to keep the overall style consistent.
So let's. Any doubt till now? Anything you want to ask?
No.
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
Okay. So
Sir,
basic. Tell me.
sir, can you share the link of this video?
Okay. I'll do that. Let me just write it down. Okay. So again summarizing, systematic representation of our education and skills. Okay. Then you should be everything should be very much in line with what you are doing, what you have done, and it should be there should not be anything which is irrelevant in your CV. Okay. Don't add any skills deliberately. Okay, because if you write, for example, that in the example that I've quoted earlier, you have only 1 year of experience as an analyst, and you have written, "I have a leadership quality." The the interviewer will know that you are just bluffing or you are just telling lie in your CV, because in 1 year people are generally under training. Okay, in any company where they are going. And if you write that you have a leadership skill, there is no mention of that you were promoted or something like that. You were just an analyst and you have written that I have a leadership quality, then they will know that you are lying just for the sake of it that you have written. Okay, so this is how you don't have to just be true to yourself, because the more you write fake stuff in your CV, the more it will be difficult. Even by God's grace, you reach to the interview. At that time people will start asking question, and if you're not able to justify any of your answer, the whole efforts will be gone in vain. Okay, so don't hang your job application because of your these kind of stupid mistakes. Everything should be in one liners what you are writing in your experience. Don't write anything which is where you like you are explaining like a story or something. Be very crisp. Okay, what you have done, you don't have to like full sentence. It should be very crisp in and one liner, so that as in the video you have listened, generally a recruiter takes 30 seconds to skim through a CV, not more than that. And if you write stories, they won't be able to know what you have written, because they don't have time to read through every single word that you have written in your CV. If these things are highlighted, then it will be better. Have a coherence in your experience. Your resume should be in a such a way that all of your experience follow a logical sequence and an order timeline. You were doing you have done three different stuff. First, you were handling, you were part of a team where you were handling a creative team. After that, you moved to handling video editing team. After, you were handling a whole campaign. So it should be in that order only. It should not be below and above anything like in a mix or match order. Okay, it should be chronological. Avoid messing up your resume. Never add irrelevant details in your resume such as a recruiter was likely interested in. Like Rakhi making competition में जीते थे. As I told you, these things are not required. No one wants to know. Okay. I remember in my MBA, one of my classmate written, I was Radha in my in Ramlila. Okay, so you can understand the whole batch laughed at him because it was him first of all. He played Radha in a Ramlila and he was showing off in the resume. Okay, so please avoid these kind of mistakes. Okay, don't have to write anything which you have done in like past which is not relevant. As I've told you now, you have to keep updating your CV which makes everything relevant for now. What you have done in past which is not relevant right now, you should keep on removing that kind of stuff. If I start making my CV, it will become 5-page CV, but I still have 1-page CV because I've removed what I've done in my school. What I like any achievement, I was a topper or something. I removed everything because no one cares about that now after 8 years of experience. This is something which is very important. Using power phrases in your CV. Okay, what happens is once you are trying to show what you have achieved, okay, these kind of statement actually helps in highlighting all these things. Like performed with a very high degree of accuracy, achieve results with accuracy and precision, achieve optimal level of performance and accomplishment, demonstrated a high level of these are basic lines but puts a lot of weightage in your CV. Okay, excelled in analyzing. For example, I'll give you an example. Introduced a process which reduced the cost by 10%. So you can understand the CV, the person who's reading the CV. Oh my God, he's the person who can reduce the cost of our processes. He has done it in the past. So this is how you have to put use power phrase. Excels in developing spontaneous idea. Fully accepted all responsibility and met deadlines. So this is something which everyone likes to see. That okay, you have meet deadlines in your past. So okay, this is the person who gives work on time. So basically, these are the power phrases. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. This is something which is very important. You should use these kind of thing in your CV, these liners, because this gives a very much high weightage and high power to your CV. When you and they think the recruiter think this person is something who has done something awesome in their past. Any queries, doubt? No.
No, sir.
Moving forward, example of a perfect CV slash resume. Write your CV using a template from any website or notebook and keep in mind about triple strategy for making. So basically, what you have to do is, uh, once you are making a CV, okay, use a template. If you are not able to find a template, just download it somewhere, or you can see like any good resume that you find in like for example the ones I showed you, make a template, okay, and then start adding the details in the template. First of all, make a template like okay, here my name will be there, here the contact detail, here is the skill set, here are the uh, uh, professional qualification or educational qualification. Make a template and then start filling up the data. Now let in anything regarding CV you want to ask now because we are moving to interview stage. Any query, Preena?
No, sir.
So again, I know assignment वाला part अभी बाद में आएगा, but I need everyone to make a CV, okay, and send it to me. And this time no delays.
So Madhu here.
Yeah, Madhu.
I already built my resume.
Okay.
Can I share that one? That one?
No, what you have learned right now. Okay. Just go
Okay.
and relook into your CV again. If any changes that you
Okay.
need to incorporate after this session, incorporate that and then share the resume. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What's the point? See, there is no
Yeah.
point of sharing the old CV. If I've taught you something new, you have to incorporate it, right?
Yes. 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 Understood.
Okay. Now the point, how to ace an interview. Basically, what first of all, before interview, what you have to plan. Okay. Preparation. The most important step to landing a job is being prepared for your interviews. Hence, you will feel more in control, appear cool, calm, and collected as the result to your prospective employer. Qualities always looked in the perfect candidate. These qualities in control, cool, calm, and collected. By becoming self-aware and researching the company, you will be able to make a good assessment on how well the opportunity you are interviewing for matches what you are looking for at this step of career. So guys, basically what happens is people, first of all, they are not prepared for their interviews. And the silly mistake that they make is they have applied for the role, but they don't even know what kind of company it is, what they do, and they don't, people don't even read the proper job description. Okay. And because of that, what happens is once an interviewer is asking question to you, and you don't know anything about, for example, you are giving interview in Tata Motors, okay, and you go and say, yeah, it makes car, I don't know, scooters also. So now the person is like, the interviewer will be like, okay, he has not done any single research. He doesn't know that we make public transport also, we make cars also, we make electric vehicles also, we make commercial vehicle also. No, you have to give a basic decent go through the company, that okay, what they're going for. And you should also, this will also help you in realizing that, for example, I'm going for a certain role, what kind of growth I can expect. Okay. For example, you are applying for a real estate company. Okay. So if you are a if you have construction experience, okay, you know what will be your growth path in that company, that you will be a construction engineer, then manager, then senior manager, and then project head and something like that. But if in the same construction company you are applying for a financial analyst, okay, then you know that your role will be limited to a certain level, that you will be handling accounts, that's all. You can't be CEO of the company, you can't be uh, heading any vertical there, or heading the whole project. Reason being, you are part of a secondary requirement of the company, not the primary requirement of the company. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
बेसिकली जिस कंपनी में अप्लाई कर रहे हो
Yes, sir.
उसके मेन बिजनेस के लिए अगर अप्लाई कर रहे हो, तो आपकी ग्रोथ ऑसम रहेगी. अगर उसके सेकेंडरी टर्शरी डिपार्टमेंट के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल उस कंपनी का अकाउंट्स हो गया, उस कंपनी के कुछ और काम हो गए. एंड नाउ सिमिलरली इन फाइनेंस कंपनी, इफ यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ कंसल्टेंट रोल, देन योर job will be very little, versus if you are into proper finance, you will be like head of a project and looking at every single financial role that you might be dealing in the company, and there will be a good growth path. So you have to understand that, okay, what I am going for in the company. So that's why the research about the company is very much important. And if you know every single detail, you will be more in control and calm and collected when you are giving interview. If you start hypering, you are sweating, and that will show that you are not prepared for the interview. One trick that I use, which I told you in last class also, what I think that, okay, I'm talking to Madhusudan. Let's assume Madhusudan is my I'm taking giving interview to Madhusudan. Either I'll focus on his head, okay, while giving interview, or I will think that Madhusudan is my friend, or I'll think that he's a person only. what he can do. He's just a person. He's not someone who's like God had sent or something like that. He's just a person. He was also born and raised like a normal person only. Once you have these kind of feelings in your mind now, this will always help you in remaining calm, cool, and collected. Okay. While preparing, you should have completed a self-assessment that what all are your good strengths are, weakness are, what all are you good at, what all like for example, someone asks what three things you like to do, something like that. You should already know. Develop one or two resume, one or two cover letter. Select the industry career pathway that you want to go. Just don't randomly apply. Reason being, once you join, you will regret. Okay, and then you won't be able to get out of it. Reason being that you are now seeing salary in your bank account. So always try to target the things that you like to do. Okay, research about the company, the position, the industry, how the industry is going. For example, if you like for example, crypto is going down and you are applying for a crypto company. Okay, you should remember this. Okay, I might lose my job because crypto companies are going down right now. Okay, so you have to review your growth path. Okay, how my growth will be structured in that kind of organization. Review your history, anything which appears in your resume which is relevant to that role. Okay, for example, it's a team leader kind of a role and you've been team leader for 8 months in a company. You can always highlight this point that okay, I was a team leader for 8 months. Okay, practice the most commonly asked question that I've already told you, like tell me about yourself, strength and weakness. Make learn these kind of stuff and remember it. Try to have mock interviews with your friend, family, or seniors, or anyone, so that you gain confidence. Always wear a proper dressing. Don't go with like button open, like smart casual with jeans, not polished shoes like sports shoes. Always go with a proper formal dressing with a tri coat also, tie also. For females, like a proper formals with a pants and everything. You should always go with the. You should basically the short statement is dress to impress. Okay, once you are, and honestly speaking, I don't know if you have realized this. Once you are informal, you already are 30% more confident than you are in your informals. Once you are informal, your confidence level automatically goes up. That's the magic of actually formals. It boosts your confidence. Be respectful. You don't have to like sit in a very weird position. Keep your legs up. Your like uh, back of your shoe is showing dirt and everything. Keep everything like keep your uh, back straight and everything. Keep everything very presentable. The way you want to want someone uh, to look at you, like the way you want to present is very important here. During interview, how to give a very good interview. Okay, dealing with nervousness. It is inevitable that when it comes to a day of interview you will get nervous. This is totally normal. When channeled in a right way, they can actually help you being best. Stay calm and reassure yourself that this is just a professional conversation, not a personal interrogation. Research breathing is slow. Your breathing can be effective in making you feel calm. So basically, the funda is, don't think that this is the do or die kind of situation. Okay, always think that if I'm not getting selected for a company, there might be something better waiting for me. Okay, don't get disheartened by this fact that okay, this is my do or die kind of interview. If you think like that, you might screw the interview because you are too nervous, you are too much pushy, and you might start acting like fool and stop giving proper answers to the queries. So you have to be very much assured of this fact that this is something is just an interview. Might be there are multiple opportunities available in the market. Don't have to worry if I am not getting selected in this. There are multiple there might be something better waiting for me. This always helps in keeping yourself calm. First impression counts. As you are interacting with the interviewer for the first time and you have like 10, 15 or 30 minutes max, first impression goes a long way. From the moment you walk into the room, you need to start selling yourself. Confidence is the key. When you greet your interview, make sure that you do a firm handshake and eye contact. You don't like, yes sir, tell me sir, yes sir. Don't do that. Have eye contact and be with a smile, do a firm handshake. It can be difficult, but the trick is to try to relax your body, avoid losing clothes or stand fish. The breathing technique comes handy here. Just before entering the room, take a deep breath, release, and then go in. This helps a lot, even if you're giving a video interview also. Body language is important. Body language boils down to what you are communicating without speaking. The body language reveals the mindset of the candidate. For example, bored, confident, relaxed, nervous. A solid first impression can be made with a firm but not iron handshake that accompanies eye contact and a smile. In addition to the gestures, facial expression, posture, the volume and tone of your plays an important role. As I was giving feedback to Krina also, your voice should be softer and modular. It should not be robotic. It should not be, yes, my name is Swapnil. I am I've done this in my life, I've done that in my life. Don't do that. Hi sir, my name is Swapnil. With a smile, try to say the stuff. Okay, try to have a soft voice with some little bit of voice modulation that you don't sound like a robot. Any question up till now? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Non-verbal cues. Posture. As I told you, posture is something which is very important. It should be straight. Don't slouch. Eye contact. Toe tapping. Don't fidget. Don't do this with the pen. Don't tap your table. Don't tap your shoes. Don't do, because it shows a sign of your underconfidence. Don't do anything fidgety. Basically, that's what we call fidgeting. Don't do anything with like doing this, doing this. Don't do that in front of interviewer. Answering every question. To make a winning impression, you will need to answer each question with poise and passion. Remember, meticulous preparation always helps. While answering, look in the interview and if the panel interview, keep an open body stance and engage the whole panel. For unfamiliar ones, you can try redirecting to your familiar topic. Make sure that you answer all the questions throws at you. So basically, once you are in the interview, okay, even if you're not knowing the answer, try to structure it in a way which relates remotely to something you know and try to say it. This will give a understanding to the interviewer that this person might not be knowing perfectly, but he or she knows something. Okay, so and once in your room, for example, there are three people sitting in the room or four people sitting in the room, try to talk like this where you are talking to like moving from one part to another and keep everyone engaging. Like for example, you're talking to this person, in the meantime just shift your eyes to this person and this person and this person. Like this way you can keep on moving and then yes sir, yes sir, yeah, okay, like this, so that the person, everyone is engaged in the room while you are talking and giving the answer. Whenever you get a question, just take a pause. Okay, if you don't know the answer, take a pause for a moment, just think about it, and then if you find anything remotely that you know, just say it.
All right, now let's review the 4 strategies for when you just can't answer that question in a job interview. Strategy number 1, taking a pause. Consider asking a clarifying question, asking the question to be repeated, or directly asking for a moment to collect your thoughts, because sometimes a little bit of time and patience is all we need. Strategy number 2, provide the knowledge that you do have. Share what you can to show that yes, you have done your research for the role, and be sure to point out areas that you are looking to grow in. Strategy number 3, share a hypothetical answer. If you were asked a behavioral question or even a trick question, go ahead and explain how you would approach a situation and why. Strategy number 4, answer the question and then follow up. Sometimes we miss out on sharing important details about our background, so just be sure to follow up about all of your capabilities.
So as I've told you, take a pause, try to relate that question to anything that you know, and then say it. This shows a sign of confidence that okay, even if you don't know, you know how to structure. Okay. Ask question to it should not be a one-way communication where they are asking question and you are answering. In case you want anything which you think will support your answer, ask them. Asking relevant question during an interview will not give you answer. It demonstrates that you have initiative and enthusiasm for both as a position and for the company. These are the basic questions you can ask. What upskilling and training opportunities will I be offered? What is the CTC of the role? What are day-to-day responsibility? What is the culture of the company? How can I see my growth in the company? If you ask these kind of questions, they will think that this person is actually very serious about this role and he's not, just not practicing or something like that. Okay, so this has become very important. Once you ask this kind of question, this gives a one in most interviews. The interview will always ask, do you want to ask anything? Do you want to ask anything to me, or like you want to ask anything? You have to ask something, anything. Like you can. These are the example you can use. Like for example, how can I? The best question is that ask about your growth path. How can I see like what will be my growth path in the company? Like for example, I'm joining as a sales executive. So what is my growth path in the company? I will be a sales executive. Then you will be become a team leader. Then you become a sales head. This is how your journey will grow if you perform really well. So the interviewer also appreciate that okay, this person is actually curious to join this company and he or she is very enthusiastic about it. The post interview checklist. Why the post interview period is important? You have a chance to prove yourself as an ideal candidate during your interview, but you can also reinforce it in your post interview follow up too. This time period is also a chance to elevate yourself as a candidate by keeping your name fresh in the interviewer's mind. Take the right step. Post interview shows eagerness for the job, which can be deciding factor if you are being closely considered for the against the other candidates. Always ask for the next steps. Okay. When your interview is done, everything is done. Sir, what are the next steps now? Like for example, they will answer, okay, you will have two more rounds left, or they will say, okay, HR will contact you and give the feedback. And try asking questions that give you more info. How many days do you think you need to take you will need to make a decision? This will give you a timeline in your head also. That okay, this is my like in 2 days I will get to know that if I am selected or not. Will there be any second interview? If yes, when I will be notified? So try to ask these kind of questions where you can say, okay, what are the next steps? How can I like how this application will move forward? This will give an again. This will also help in creating a build up in their in the mind of the interviewer that okay, he's very much interested in this role and he wants to know how to take these things forward. A thank you note to the interviewer. A thank you note within 24 hours of the interview is important task to complete to show that your sincerity towards the position that you are applying for. Sometimes more formal note like handwritten thank you card might be in order. Look at your cohorts to determine the best way to say thank you, but issue a note of gratitude to employer who took time to interview. Once you get an interview call and you are scheduled for the interview, after 24 hours, just write an email. Thank you for your time. Looking forward for the next steps. Simple. It might be a small thing you might be thinking, but it actually helps if, for example, Lokesh and Madhusudan are sitting in the interview. I like both Lokesh and Madhusudan, okay, but I'm very much confused about with whom to select, Lokesh or Madhusudan. So what I'll do is, okay, I'm sitting and I have to take decision next day. I get a ping from Lokesh that thank you for your time, sir. It was a great talking to you and learned a lot in the in a such a short span of time from you, and looking forward for the next steps and hoping for a positive result. I'll immediately go to let's take Lokesh, because guys, please remember what happens is the in India again. I keep on saying in India, reason being India is a very competitive market. These small things might help you in changing, because the people you are dealing the the whole process is run by a person only, and they have feelings. So if you impress them, if you make them feel good, they will obviously think that okay, this is the person I want in my team, right? So make them feel special, make them feel okay, this is something I want to do. For example, some people act even if you are just might not be written in this presentation. Even if you're rejected, even if you're rejected, don't start calling and क्या टाइम वेस्ट था मेरा, तुम लोगों ने मेरा टाइम बर्बाद कर दिया, ये तो रोज ही कंपनी घटिया है. Don't do that. Email them, thank you for your time, it was great talking to you, hope please uh, hope to like keep my hope you will keep my profile for other relevant positions. Just write this down. Don't act negative, reason being you don't know how that person or you will meet in future, okay, at a very critical stage. Don't act negative if you are rejected. I'm just giving you an example. Yesterday I was hiring for a role, for a sales role. I rejected the person. He called up the HR and start like abusing that that guy doesn't know a shit. He उसको कुछ नहीं आता, तुमने रिजेक्ट कर दिया, तुमसे ज़्यादा मैं कमा लूँगा, ये वो फलाना ढिमकाना. एचआर को हम लोग एक्चुअली सोच रहे थे उसको रिकन्सिडर करने के लिए. ऑनेस्टली वी वर थिंकिंग ऑफ रिकन्सिडरिंग के उसको ले लेते हैं. अच्छा था, दूसरे किसी और ने बैकआउट कर दिया था, जिसको सिलेक्ट करा था उसने बैकआउट कर दिया था. तो आई वॉज थिंकिंग ऑफ हायरिंग हिम. ही मिस्ड दिस चांस by acting weird. That's how situation works. यही हुआ exactly. Talking about yesterday event only. बंदा select नहीं हुआ, but the other person who I selected backed out because of some other issues. But I was thinking कि okay, ये बंदा ठीक था, इसको ले लेते हैं. But again, he called up the HR and when the HR said that reject हो गए आप, उसको सुना दिया. Never helps. Okay, who wants to do this role play with me? किसी को सीखना नहीं. Reena, Swapnil, Madhu.
Yes, sir, I will do.
Okay. Hello Madhusudan, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, sir. My name is Madhusudan. Currently, I'm working as a sales manager.
Okay. Okay.
Sir,
if you are working there, why you want to leave?
sir, I should follow the instruction or what?
Yeah, go with this flow, na? Okay. You have told me that you're
Yeah,
working as
okay.
sales manager. Okay. So why do you want to work if you already have a job?
So I have to send. as per my knowledge and as per my previous experience, this current role is not suits me, and that's why I'm looking for a change.
Okay. Can you give me your strength and weakness?
So, I'm oriented and start with my day in the positive note.
Okay. Do you want to anything? Do you want to have? Do you have any question from your end for me?
I just know about it. What will be my future career growth and what is the current job role in
Okay. So basically, you will join as
how
a
it
sales
works?
manager here, and then if you perform well, I will you will become team lead in the company where you will handle a team of 10 to 15 people. And if you perform well in that also, then you will become a sales head where you will be handling 5 to 10 team leads, and that's how your career will grow. The more you perform, the consistent your performance is, the easier it will be for us to make you to give you growth. Hope I have answered.
Okay.
Anything you want to ask, anything you want, any query that you have left pending?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I'm clear, sir.
Great. So this is how interview will go. Okay, where you have to structure everything in a similar manner. Frequently asked question in an interview. What does interview want to know? Questions are designed to figure out whether you are right person or not, who's building their career intentionally and is a team player. Interviewers won't want to hear that you are fired because you hate your coworker or anything you suggest you won't be successful at their organization. Five frequently asked question in interview. Tell me something about yourself. Why should we hire you? What strength and weakness? What makes you stand out? What are your salary expectations? Okay, guys, these questions are very much important and it should be memorized in your mind. Don't think about this question once you are in an interview. All these questions should be written down somewhere, memorized properly, and then you just need to say it in front of the interview. These are the basic questions everyone asks. Just keep this question in your mind and answers in your mind basically. Okay, in case someone asks me strengths and weakness, I know what to say. Don't think at that point of time. If someone asks why should we hire you, what makes you special, tell me about yourself. These are the basic questions. If you don't prepare, you think at that point of time the interview is already out of your hand. You are already rejected. You're just wasting each other's time. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The first question you will get asked in an interview is, tell me about yourself. Now, I love this question because it's the only one you're basically guaranteed to know. But you need to make sure you give a really good pitch of who you are. This is the one that you can really craft for yourself, and you want to give some quick lines about past jobs you've had and how they relate to this position. You always are going to end on why you are sitting in the room today. Like, what has been your career journey and how it led you to here? Now, if you need more help on this one, I have a card right here that links to a video where we go in depth about tell me about yourself and the proper way to answer it. So you can check that out here. I will also have it linked in the description box below if you're like, but I want to listen to the rest of them. So just wait, they'll be in the description box. What follows tell me about yourself is often, why do you want to work here, or why are you interested in this position? Some version of that. On that question, you want to always show your passion for the position, that you've researched the company, and the qualifications you have from past experiences that directly connect to this position that you would hopefully get. Those are the key things, but if you want more info on that one, I have a whole video about that where we go in depth just on that question. Same thing, it'll also be in the description box below. Next, the question is, why should we hire you? It sounds very similar to why are you interested in this position, but one is you're interested in them, and the other is telling them why they should be interested in you. Why should we hire you is often a question asked towards the end, like, hey, we've heard everything else, so now tell us why should we hire you? And I think this is a great opportunity to maybe share something that you didn't get to share in another question, like or the answer to another question. So you prepped for this job interview, you know the key things you want them to know about you, and maybe no question was asked where you got to highlight this experience you had that you think really connects. This is your chance to do that. But beyond anything else, your answer to why should we hire you should show what makes you uniquely qualified for this position. So that could be an additional skill you think most people interviewing won't have. I almost said auditioning. You think most people interviewing won't have, or maybe it's that your passion for this job or this company or this skill set is so far above everybody else's. This is where you're going to talk about those things. Like I've already said, if you have questions on this one, want more info, got a card for it. I'll leave it right here and in the description box below. We go into way more depth. And now let's talk about everybody's favorite question. What's your greatest weakness? So, while not really a great question to ask, in my opinion, I don't really think it's the best for the interviewer. It does still get asked commonly. The key with this one is please do not disguise a strength as a weakness, like, oh, I'm just such a workaholic, I just work, 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 or, oh, I'm such a perfectionist, like, sometimes I get too wrapped up in my attention to detail. We see what you're doing. Make sure you give a direct weakness and then share how you're working on it. And please, oh please, make sure it is not directly related to the job. If you want some examples on what this could be or what you definitely don't want to do in an example form, I have a video that goes all into this. There will be a card at the end to show you, or a little box right here to show you, and it too will be in the description box below. But the things I told you about here are the key things, so if you just want to go on those, great. And then lastly, the last one is not a specific question, but a style of question, and those are the tell me about a time when questions. These are called situational interview questions. They're very, very common right now, and frankly, they kind of suck because we all kind of panic and go, when was the time where I did that? When have I done that before? So tell me about a time when questions you definitely want to prepare for by reading through the job description, looking at those key qualities they want, and then finding past ways that you've done those things. So if it looks like you have to work in a team, find your teamwork example and your handling conflict example. If it says you have to multitask and handle competing priorities, think about times you've done that in the past. And then practice telling those stories through what we call the STAR method, which is situation, task, action, result. You say it in that formula, and you are good to go on giving an awesome answer to that type of question.
Pick three situations and discuss with your team. Describe you how to handle disagreement. Describe how bad experience. Describe when you're blamed for. Let's do one each. Okay, not three. One each. This will save time also and will make things quick. Okay. Madhusudan, pick anyone. Swapnil,
Yes, sir.
pick anyone and answer.
Bad experience you are working with your Excel.
Second wala na? Tell me.
Yes, sir. So I was working as a junior engineer. So senior engineer always try to give me more work and never give me a holiday, even at Sunday also. So I was new, so I just did all these things. But one day, our project manager saw all these things, and even though I didn't complain about him, so he, I don't know how he knows, and he just from next day, senior manager, senior engineer told me that you don't have to work on Sunday and just do your work whatever I say.
Swapnil, let me tell you how
Yes.
to structure this answer ना. अपने दिमाग में ऑलवेज कीप दिस थिंग इन योर माइंड के नेगेटिव ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना है प्रीवियस कंपनी का. Even if you are telling about a bad experience, structure it in a way where it can be look matlab, there's a coating of goodness to it. Okay, like in your example, you say that sir, at one day I had plans on Sunday with my parents. Let's assume it's parents, okay. But because of some urgent work, my boss allocated some work to me, and I knew that this is something which is very critical, and I had to cancel plan, which led to my parents getting very angry. And but again, I was not able to again because of their mood. I was not. I was also a little furious, but my ex-employer, actually understood what. But we both had an understanding that okay, this is something which is needed to be done and it's critical. But again, at that time, I acted up a little bit, but after that, next day everything was sorted out. Okay, like this you have to like structure in a very rosy picture. Don't keep saying negative stuff. मोस्टली लोग कंपनी किसी चक्कर से ही छोड़ते हैं, राइट, कि कुछ ना कुछ गलत हुआ होता है उनके साथ पुरानी कंपनी में. You don't have to like say negative, because remember one thing, the person who is hiring you, he will think that if he's telling stuff like this in the current interview, if he moves out, he will start saying stuff like this about my company also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, always remember that this person will also look that okay, this is the same person who says shit about the other last company, he will say shit about my company also when he leaves to
Yes.
other people. Okay, Krina, your turn. Krina, are you there? Lokesh,
Yes, sir.
choose any topic and answer.
It's the number one.
Okay, tell me.
Yes, when someone disagrees with me, I talk to them with polite and make them understand that in this point you are wrong.
Okay, Lokesh, I will tell you the better answer to it. Okay, if someone disagrees with me, okay, what I do is I tell what are the pros and cons of your statement, and what of your decision, and what are the pros and cons of my decision. And according to me, the cons that your decision has is having is more harmful than mine. मतलब किसी भी चीज़ का पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव होता है ना, व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग अ डिसीजन, it always has a positive thing or two and negative thing also, and you have to justify why this positive thing is okay, negative thing you have to tell which negative thing is more harmful. Okay, so structure it like this, that I sit down with them, I share the positive negative of of their decision and positive negative of my decision, and then we analyze on the fact that okay, which negative is more harmful going forward. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay, you are there. हाँ,
Yes, sir.
Reena बताओ. Tell me one. Pick one topic.
Describe a difficult situation that you faced and how you handled it.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, once I am in my workplace in operation theater.
Hmm.
Suddenly, one emergency accidental cases, accidental 5 people are come into the operation theater. They are they all are in family members, and suddenly we have to take these 5 members sudden in our OT.
Okay.
So in that emergency, we have only four people are there. So surgeon told us कि you have to manage that in a right now and arrange all the things in a proper manner. So and also I have along with my 2 juniors, and first I my juniors I along go with my uh, two we are seniors and two are juniors. So in 4 OTs, first of all, 2 people are just for dressing look. So 2 juniors are go with their sir and along with my one senior and me only that 2 people only they want dressing care. So I will manage that peoples and they are another one. They go along with sir and manage this task and how that we all people are manage our situation like this way.
Okay, Krina. Now
Yes,
the
sir.
thing is that you have told a whole story. Okay, you have to shorten it
Yes,
out.
sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Like what I have understood, I'll tell you what you can do regarding this answer. There was an emergency situation where a family with 5 members came with an emergency. They all met an accident. They were all severely injured, and only 4 team members are available to handle this kind of situation. I took the responsibility of managing every single thing, from coordinating with the surgeon to coordinating with junior doctors and getting the supplies done. And I coordinated very well so that operation could start in minimalistic time. Khatam. This is a better answer that you heard.
Yes, sir.
है ना, इसमें मैंने ये भी बता दिया कि क्रीना ने ऐसी सिचुएशन हैंडलिंग करी where there was lack of staff, lack of manpower, lack of resources, but Krina managed to save all those 5 people.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This is how do you structure in a very simplistic form. Don't extend, don't make like go deep into the stories. People will start losing interest in your story. Keep it very short and simple. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Post class assignment, write a CV. As I've told you, send it in the group or to me. I'm in every group. My name is there, Mayank.
Okay.
Okay, send it to me personally or send it in the group, whichever you feel is good. I suggest you send it in a group. And again,
Yes.
practice your this thing, pitching, the thing that I've asked you in the last class also. Okay, and
Yes, sir.
prepare this also.
Just show me this previous.
Just 1 second, Krina. ये CV था. I need you to answer these questions in your recording. Please take a screenshot. Except
Second.
ओके, करीना ले लिया आपने? स्वप्निल, लोकेश?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मुझे
Yes,
दो
sir.
चीज़ें चाहिए फिर, मतलब सी द होल ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस होल you guys coming to our classes is to get your interviews done. Okay, I need these answers.
Yes, sir.
If you don't give this answer, then like this will very like wasteful kind of exercise, honestly. I had a word with Krina today for 15 minutes and I explained her how to go about it. I'm ready to help you guys also here
Yes, sir.
multiple times. I need a prompt response from your end. सबकी लाइफ इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, सबकी लाइफ बिजी होती है. लोकेश, डू यू थिंक कि आपके पास कम टाइम है, मेरे पास ज़्यादा टाइम है?
No, sir.
टाइम निकालना
Sir,
पड़ता है.
one doubt.
लोकेश, मैं भी 2-2 घंटे ही सोया हूँ सिर्फ एमबीए के टाइम पे. ओके,
Sir, one doubt. I have one doubt, sir.
नेक्स्ट टाइम से डोंट मेक दिस मिस्टेक. गिव मी, आई नीड एवरी both assignments from all of you. CV and
Yes, sir, I have one doubt, sir.
answer to those 5 questions. Okay,
Yes.
in recording. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed.
Sir, sir.
हाँ लोकेश, बताओ.
हाँ सर, सर जैसे नेक्स्ट वीक का मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन है, नेक्स्ट वीक का. तो
Okay,
पहला प्रेजेंटेशन है, मैं कैसे करना चाहिए मेरे एंड क्लास के लिए.
I'll tell you. Ping me. ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay. One more thing, guys. A few things. There is a offer going on. Okay. If you like our classes and if you think that this is something we have done a decent job, today and tomorrow you can recommend your friends to join our classes, and there is a referral bonus of 1,000 rupees Amazon voucher to you also, and 1,000 rupees discount to the person who is joining.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's valid for today and tomorrow. Okay, you ping me the people's name and number who are interested, and you think that this is something which will be beneficial for them also. For example, Lokesh, आप तो मतलब आपके MBA में सभी प्रेजेंटेशन देने वाले होंगे, राइट?
Yes, sir.
तो कितने सारे लोग हैं who want these kind of classes where they know okay what to see in this class. Did you see anything which was very difficult जो आपको नहीं पता थी? But the thing is, people don't know even the basic stuff and how to answer those basic. इतना ही चाहिए होता है to clear interviews. That's all. You don't
Yes,
need to
sir.
be too fancy. You don't need to be too dumb. Basic, just इतना ही.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is a offer going on for today and tomorrow. Okay, if you give me people who wants to join, okay, you will per lead you will get 1,000 rupees Amazon voucher from my end, and they will get 1,000 rupees off on their subscription.
Yes.
Okay, Krina.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Swapnil, Madhu.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That was wonderful.
So you give me
Your name
assignments
is
of
not
that
showing your
5 topics.
एक बोलो, किसी ने कोई एक बोलना चाह रहा था. पहले लोकेश आप बताओ, what you are saying.
Your number is not showing in the group, sir. Your name.
I called you, na Papa.
So you called me?
So you didn't save my number.
No.
You shared the screenshot of payment,
Sir, you did call.
Lokesh. You have my number. Or you can ask in the group. They will share. Krina, what you were asking?
Yes, sir. So I asked you कि you give assignments of that 4 audios and one more that.
And one CV.
Okay, sir.
Make CV. Krina, आपका 5 तारीख को इंटरव्यू आ रहा है. We need to have a good CV in place.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So these two things, a CV in a PDF format. Don't send me Word. PDF format.
Yes.
Always in a PDF format. Anywhere you are sending CV, always in PDF format. Okay. PDF format and voice recording of everything that I've asked you.
Okay.
Okay, Madhu, Swapnil,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
okay. I'm here. See, I'm going my way out to help you guys after these classes also. So help me out here also. Try to give as much leads as possible who are interested in these kind of courses, and there will be obviously a referral bonus if you guys give me more leads. Okay, if you refer your friends. Okay, cool. ठीक है. Thank you guys. It was have a nice weekend, and I'm available on the call. You can just ask me. Okay. Bye. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay.